Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to Music Hills, Season 3, Episode 3 with myself, Rita Morar. I'm just going to wait for a few people to join and I'm going to stick my echo on because I'm going to be singing for you guys. How are you all doing? God, it feels like ages since I've last been here. Been crazy. Went away with a hubster for a week or so, and then I've come back all refreshed. But as they say, you know, time flies when you're having fun, and that's literally what happened. So let me know who's out there. I hope you guys can hear me well. Please do like this video and everything. Kicks, hi. You're saying hi to Sam. You can say hi to me. It's good to have you here. Thanks for joining. Hi Sam, hi Tej, hi everyone if you've joined as well. Please do comment, let me know if you're here with me, that I'm not here on my own talking to myself. You are part of Music Heals tonight, and we've got the amazing Bhavik Haria for October. Just got the one episode. Usually I do them fortnightly, but for you we've got Bhavik owning and conquering October for us in Music Heals. If you're listening into the Music Heals podcast, hi, my name is Rita Morar, and thank you for joining me. Make sure you subscribe. Let's see who is that. Hey, Amit, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. So, if this is the first time that you guys have ever joined, and welcome. And if you are continually watching Music Hills, thank you so much for all your amazing support. Let me give you a bit of a background of Music Hills. So my name is Rita Morar. I'm a fusion music artist, and I started Music Hills in the very first lockdown, which was in 2020, just to get us talking about what music means to us. And I've always pondered that as an artist, and I thought to just have that conversation, an open conversation with everyone, what music means to them, how it's been part of their life, what is their song of solace. We'll get onto song of solace later, and we just talk about the journeys, and at the same time we speak to you guys as well. You know, the interaction makes it as much as having my lovely guest on. So make sure you do have any questions or any thoughts that you do have about how music helps you. I'm just going to turn my volume up. I can't hear it as much. And then it started off on Instagram, and then it grew because of the demand. And then obviously Instagram, as it's been like lagging and it's been cutting out here and there, as you know, I needed to get onto something bigger and better. So here I am now on Facebook and YouTube, and not once do I regret it. So thank you so much for joining. You can see at the bottom, my bearings, that I've actually got a dedicated website, musicheals.info. If you'd like to catch any of the old past episodes of season 2, you can do. There's lots of information on that. And even if you want to just hear it from the very beginning, come follow me at Rita Morar on Instagram, where you'll be able to find them on my IG. So let's see who's joined us now. So my parents, hi mum and dad and Rav, and thank you for joining, and Sasuji, thank you for joining. Lots of love to you all. It says Music Heals, keep Bhajans alive. In fact, that is Bhavik's hashtag, keep Bhajans alive, and most definitely. And we'll talk about why Bhajans also mean a big part of my life too, because that's where I started music. So back to musicheals.info. So if you want to check out the website, it's over there. And if you would like to support the cause, because this is done independently, this is literally a one-woman band here, please do help me by contributing to buying me a coffee, not literally, metaphorically. So you'd be able to help just the running of Music Hills, and you never know, we could venture out into something bigger and better, which I do have plans for. So watch this space. And if you'd like to be part of Music Hills, drop me a line, let's talk about what music means to you. Music is a big part of everybody's lives, whether it's just listening to prayers, going out in the nature, taking it all in. We hear sound everywhere, we hear rhythm everywhere, we hear melodies, and it's a big part of our lives. So if there's something that you just want to talk about, what music really means to you, just hit me up and drop me a message. For you now, I'm going to do my Rita's rendition. So also I sing a song for you guys. It's only fair because I know a lot of you do ask me when am I going to have a performance or so, and this is my way of speaking to you guys and singing for you as well live. And the song that I've chosen today is from a classic 90s film, actually one of my favorites. It's Qiyamat Se Qiyamat Tak, and I'm going to be singing Ae Mere Humsafar. So make sure you let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoy this. And we'll get Bhavik on after. Okay, bear with me. Oh, Annie, sending love to you all. Mwah. You've made my day. Love from Dubai to Dubai. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys can hear me. Let me know. Who remembers this?
अब है जुदाई का मौसम, धूप का मेहमान, कैसे ना जाएगा अंधेरा, क्यों न थमेगा तूफान। अब है जुदाई का मौसम, धूप का मेहमान, कैसे ना जाएगा अंधेरा, क्यों न थमेगा तूफान, कैसे ना मिलेगी मंजिल प्यार की। ए मेरे हमसफर, एक जरा सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की।
Oh, Tej, one of my favorites too. simply cannot hear myself. Crazy. Leah.
प्यार ने जहाँ पे रखा है झूम के कदम एक बार वहीं से खुला है कोई रास्ता वहीं से गिरी है दीवार प्यार ने जहाँ पे रखा है झूम के कदम एक बार वहीं से खुला है कोई रास्ता वहीं से गिरी है दीवार रोके कब रुके है मंजिल प्यार की ये मेरे हम सफर एक जरा सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की ये मेरे हम सफर एक जरा इंतजार सुन सदाएं दे रही है मंजिल प्यार की
Thank you, guys. I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear myself at all, so I'm sorry. I was playing around and stuff. But yeah, that was Rita's original. Bhavik, thank you so much. The fact that he's actually like commenting while he's waiting backstage. Okay, let's check it out now. Let's get Bhavik on. I see about the FB comments, Bhavik. Let's check. If anybody's on FB, can you please send me a comment? Because I think for some reason the comments aren't coming up. And if not to worry. I've got somewhere else that I can actually check. So bear with me one moment. Thank you, Anisha. Sending love to you all and the fam and the girls. And Zubi, of course. So let's get, so you're tuned into Rita Morar Music Heals Season 3, Episode 3. And I'm so honoured to have Bhavik Haria joining me. So let's get Bhavik on right now. Hi, Bhavik.
Hey Rita, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, good, good, good.
Bhavik, don't you find like when you haven't done a stream for a long time, you're like, what am I doing? Where am I doing? Where am I going? That's how I'm currently feeling.
I'm in the exact same boat. I haven't done a live for like 7 days, which is a long time.
Oh my God, it is actually a long time. Yeah. It's a long time. Bhavik, thank you so much for joining me. For all those people that are not sure who you are, and I don't know why, please let us know who you are and what you do.
Amazing. Firstly, thank you so much for having me on Music Heals. It's such an honor.
Pleasure.
Yeah, my name is Bhavik Haria. I have been singing devotional music for a very, very long time, and it was just passed through family. So my granddad, and then my mum. So my bapuji, my granddad, used to go to the Jalaram Mandri Bhajans. So every Thursday they'd go to a different family's home, and a whole group of them would go along, and they would sing bhajans for a few hours, and every week they'd go to a different place. My mum used to go, and I used to tag along, and then I used to play keyboard. I've still got that keyboard here, and it's like it was 4 times the size of me when I was really, really young. And I used to just go along, and I was just playing along. They let me sing a few times, so I sung a few bhajans. And as they say, the rest is history. I continued, and devotional music is really where my heart is.
Oh, amazing. And honestly, you know, guys, you're going to hear, we're in for a treat today because as you can see, Bhavik is in his amazing studio and he will be serenading and sharing with us his beautiful talent. So it's an honor for you to be here, Bhavik. So I think you're right, Bhavik, that I think there are a few people that are actually on
Facebook.
Facebook, and unfortunately the comments aren't coming through, but I'm going to say hi to a few people. Hi to Naish. Right, I'm going to be looking at two screens now. Hi to Naish, hi to Damesh, love to Cypria, and also Jits. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so sorry, I'm not sure why the comments aren't coming up on Facebook. That's a new one for me. But I'll get that rectified for the next time. But not to worry. If you're on YouTube, please comment away. And if you guys have got any questions for Bhavik as well, put them in the comments, and then we'll get the ball rolling. So Bhavik, as you know, I'll start off with this question because Bhavik has actually been on season 1 when we were on Instagram, and it's great to have you back here now. So Bhavik, what does music mean to you, and why does that mean to you so much?
Yeah, really, really great question. And first of all, I love that you've had so many incredible guests over the last year, and where you started last year, and even where I started in those studios, and you've upped the game with obviously YouTube, Facebook is amazing.
Yeah, we've had to. I mean, we're going to be talking about that as well. Bhavik hosts a series of Bhajans as well. But yeah, so what does music mean to you?
Yeah, music is really medicine. It's a way of healing, of celebrating, of remembering. It does everything for you. If you're celebrating something, there's a different type of music or a different type of genre you can listen to. If you're remembering, whether that's a loved one or even a memory or something that's happened in the past, there's different style of music, different genre of music. So for me, it creates this energy, this healing of some sort. That's really how I'd sum it up. Music is medicine.
And you can tell, obviously, with the route that you've gone down as well, Bhavik, with the music, that you share not only for yourself and your family, you share for so many other people, for them to heal as well. And I say that with sincere gratitude, because obviously I've been, for someone that passed away, very close to us, you've been there. And, the energy that you bring as well, to that moment in time. I always believe that music captures the essence and the moment of that time, whether it's the energy, the space, like the feeling that's being felt, whether it's happy, sad, you can sum it up like that. Feelings like you could tell it'd be through music. So you've taken this spiritual pathway, which is helping a lot of people out there. How do you help yourself with that, like the spiritually? Because obviously you're taking on all this amazing energy from other people, but how do you keep it grounded as a artist?
That's a really, really good question. I think you feed a lot of the energy of your audience.
Yeah,
Obviously, over the last 12 to 18 months, it's been completely different, which is one of the reasons we built this studio.
yeah,
So we can have, we've got screens everywhere. So when we've got more musicians here, we're all looking at the same Zoom screen. We're all watching the audience. We're all
amazing.
reading the comments. And when you're in a venue with people there, you can feed off that energy. You can
Yeah,
read their reactions. Very difficult to do that virtually. But
totally.
that's a huge driver. That's a huge motivation. You mentioned the weekly Bhajans, which we'll talk about. That's been
Yeah.
tough. Similar to what you're doing, to do something every single week, to do it consistently, not just consistently, but to a high quality, is really, really difficult and tiring. But that energy and that love that you get from everyone that watches and supports you on a regular basis is what fuels me.
Yeah.
That's the first part, and the second part is other musicians. Lots of other people out there putting out great music, here in the UK, of course, India, and all over the world. And
Yeah.
that is a huge inspiration. And again, coming back to what I mentioned about the meaning of music and moods and different times of the day, I've got different people that I go to listen to depending on what I want to hear or what I want to feel, or what I'm doing at the time. So yeah, those are the two different things that keep me going.
That's amazing. It does take a lot of energy out of you, and that's another thing about being a performer. We'll talk about a lot of performances as well. But being a performer is not just literally rocking up to the venue. You have to do all the planning. Every performer does, but I feel virtually when you're putting something on, you have to just make sure all the mechanics and technicalities are all right. And you and I were talking about this like before we went on. How crazy it was for me, and it's just very important that everything's set there to put together that energy. And I think that's very important. So that it's really important that you mention the musicians as well. I mean, without the musicians, we are not who we are as artists.
100%.
Yeah. So guys, if you have any questions out there, we've got Amit here, Bhavik, who's saying Jai Shri Krishna, Bhavik. If you'd like to say hi to Bhavik or myself, if you've got any questions for us, please do let us know. Bhavik, do you want to just sing something little for us, and then people can get familiar with your voice? Entirely up to you what you'd like to sing, and you can take it away, and then we'll come back to the questions and the discussion.
Amazing. So the first bhajan, a beautiful Sai Baba bhajan, also Kawali. It needs no introduction from there onwards. Please join me if you know the words. ज़माने में कहाँ टूटी हुई तस्वीर बनती है तेरे दरबार में, बिगड़ी हुई तकदीर बनती है, तारीफ तेरी निकली है दिल से, आई है लब पे बन के कवाली, शिरडी वाले साईं बाबा आया है तेरे दर पे सवारी, लब पे दुआएं आंखों में आंसू, दिल में उम्मीदें पर झोली खाली, शिरडी वाले साईं बाबा आया है तेरे दर पे सवारी। ओ मेरे साईं देवा तेरे सब नाम लेवा, ओ मेरे साईं देवा तेरे सब नाम लेवा, खुदा इंसान सारे सभी तुझको है प्यारे, सुने फरियाद सबकी तुझे है याद सबकी, बड़ा या कोई छोटा नहीं मायूस लौटा, अमीरों का सहारा गरीबों का गुजारा, तेरी रहमत का किस्सा बयां अकबर करे क्या, दो दिन की दुनिया है गुलशन, सब फूल काटे तो सब कमाल, शिरडी वाले साईं बाबा, शिरडी वाले साईं बाबा।
That was beautiful. Perfect. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to hold back the tears. It's so beautiful.
all
Thank
that
you
was
so much.
missing was just like a piano.
Oh
Just
no, it was just beautiful. Let us, guys, show your love for Bhavik. That was just tremendous. And I can see, I'm just looking at my screen here. I'm not forgetting my FB guys. I can see Damesh is sending lots of love to you. So Bhavik is being loved out there.
amazing.
When you sing bhajans, right? Does it take you to an amazing place? Like when you close your eyes, do you like think of the environment? How do you channel that energy? I know I've asked you about energy and how do you keep yourself grounded, but when you sing a bhajan, what place does it come from?
This is another really deep question. A lot of the times when I'm singing, and lots of people notice this, my eyes are always closed.
Yeah.
And even if I've got the most incredible musicians with me, I'm still just in this element. Of course, we're working together and we're appreciating each other's arts and the little nakra that we're doing together. But
Yeah.
it's just zoning out and really going deep into what I'm talking about in the bhajan, in the poem, in the story, but two, what we're also trying to do. So if it's a 50th birthday party and we're trying to celebrate, we're creating some sort of different energy compared to maybe someone that's just left us and we're remembering them and we're celebrating their life. It's a different type of celebration, but it's the energies are it's a celebration in one way, but it's a different type of energy that you're trying to create for both. So yeah, for me it's going really deep into what I'm singing and what we're trying to achieve with
Yeah.
environment, even if it's just myself practicing, like what it is that I want to get out of that session. Yeah.
Amazing, Bhavik. So we've got Sam and Tejal, which you did bhajans for. Sam is saying amazing voice, perfect as always.
Thank you so much, Sam.
And we've got Masasuji, who always, we used to like watch your Thursday
I remember.
bhajans, like it was just part of our daily lives when we were in lockdown. And Sasuji says, music makes me happy and healthy and gives me peace and solace. It's therapeutic and beautiful.
Wow, that's
No, it's
beautiful.
definitely. And I know Mum loves music out there, in fact, Mum's known me since I was a child. I can say that. Since I was 16 and used to watch me singing my Bollywood songs and stuff.
Wow.
So I know that they love music. And through music, I met Kevin. So, if it's meant to be that way, that was the main
Truly true. And it's amazing that music, like what music means for everyone, is completely different.
Yeah.
It's always really nice to hear that. So for those of you joining, please let us know what it means to you.
Yeah, do.
I remember after I came on your show last time, I put out a Facebook post and all it said was, what does music mean to you? And I had tons of comments, probably one of my most commented posts at the time.
Yes.
And it was just amazing to really dig deep and see what it meant. For some people, it was just 3 words, and some people, it was an essay.
Isn't it crazy, isn't it? Like because I remember seeing that post and, it was just amazing just how people were like talking about like music and, how what it means to them. And you wouldn't have known that, even though we ponder on such questions, Bhavik, as artists, right? Do we really deep dive into stuff like that? Because we don't get that chance, do we? Because we're doing our performance, we're giving a little bit of ourselves out there, and then that's it. Like, well, it's not that's it, but you know what I mean? We don't have that discussion. We don't put the lights on and go, so everybody, how was that? We should, just bring everyone around. So we've got Rajesh and Sarayu.
Sari is actually an amazing saxophone player.
Sorry. Thank you so much for joining.
So you've got to get her on the show as well.
Oh, it would be amazing. Sorry, please do contact me. She's saying amazing collab. Thanks both of you. Thank you so much for joining. And Amit says, we love Bhavik. My Milo, my little doggy, always listens together when he's on. God bless you, Rita and Bhavik.
You know what? It's people like you, Amit, Rajesh and Sari, that come to these weekly bhajans that, it gives me the energy to continue. And just being honest, like, there's sometimes when it gets to Thursday and, I'm going live in the evening, but I'm finishing work at like 6-7 o'clock and I'm just like, should I do it? But then I just do it. And then I say to Jamie, my wife, I'm just going to do a half an hour set today. And then I sit here and I look at the comments. I'm like, you know what? I have to do the full thing because I've just got that energy from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I want to just continue, serving and celebrating with people. And we get people coming from all around the world.
You do. You really do. Sorry, says thank you. And big love to Jamie as well, wherever she is, you know.
Yes.
Thank you for letting us have Bhavik tonight. So, Bhavik, you mentioned earlier on about your journey. Let's go into that, you know. So how did music start? And, you know, was it from a very young age? And what memories do you have as a child, you know, like bringing up, you know, and obviously the culture means so much to you. And so how did that influence to where you are today?
Yeah, it's been a long journey, many years. Like I said, it started by going to those weekly bhajans at different people's homes. And then some family members started asking me to do some smaller events for them if someone passed away, or a small event at their home. And then from there onwards, it trickled on. And I met Shri, who you know plays tabla and produces. We did a few programs together, and then people saw us together, and then it evolved from there.
Yeah.
I've had the honor of learning from some amazing people. Someone called Karnik Shah, who's based in Baroda. So in my summer holidays in school, I'd go to India, to Gujarat, and I'd stay there for 6 to 8 weeks. And he like let me stay in his home, and you know treated me as family. And I'd used to eat with them and sing with them and practice with them. And all his students would come. I'd just be sitting there in the corner, and it's such an amazing experience. And that is a huge part of what I share now. I've learned there. Um, and then yeah, other memories are just performances and really really big milestones, not big in the sense of performances, but just really special performances.
Yeah, yeah. So from that, did you know that you wanted to go down the route of spirituality? And I know that, you know, I mean, everybody, Bhavik is a fusion artist, a very versatile artist, you know, but the particular genre that you're pushing out there, Bhavik, and, you know, so right, because you have the amazing energy and the team and the flow to do that. Did you ever feel that you would do that, you know, moving forward with your music? Was that the
Yeah.
pathway you thought?
um it's always a difficult one to pick something and niche down, because there's obviously huge risks with that. But for me, this is like a huge passion project, and I really believe in this whole Keep Bhajans Alive mission.
Yeah.
And it
So
was
where did
only
the Keep Bhajans Alive come from?
Um, a couple of different places, but mainly from people my age, like some friend groups who they were always like, what are you singing? Why are you singing?" And when we came up with this whole campaign and the album, we did a lot of research, and we asked a whole bunch of people like, what does it mean to you? Similar to what you're asking your guests on Music Heroes about music, but it was more
Yes.
about bhajans and what stopped them from listening to it. And we had a whole host of answers. People saying we didn't know what they meant, or we didn't know why we should listen to them, or we thought it was only sung when someone passed away. And I wanted to change all of
Very
that, you know.
interesting.
And some even said they were, you know, when they were younger, they were forced to go to these events with their parents, which
Yeah.
you know, we were as well. And I just want to change that mindset completely, because it's beautiful. And there's, once you understand the meaning of some, or even just like a synopsis of what the bhajan says, it's a game changer. And it's been amazing to see that shift over the last 18 months of consistent hard work, social media posts, video, live shows, live concerts, and just trying to, you know, use social media massively as a tool to attract this next generation. And it's working. Like, a lot of the audience now is younger. We're getting
Yeah. That's
requests.
amazing.
So a small part of it, you know, 18 months of work is now paying off, but it's just the beginning.
Yeah. I must elaborate on that, what you mentioned, Bhavik, you know, like when we were young, you know, our parents used to make us go to like bhajans and stuff in the mandir. You know, it felt like a chore. But I'm with you on that. That's where my music started, you know, through bhajans, and mum and dad, I don't really you know, we were all part of it. And through Sai, we were Sai devotees, still are. And if I hadn't gone to bhajans, I wouldn't have known that I could play my harmonium, or I was musical in any way, you know, like you know, we grow up to Bollywood anyway, but there's something about spirituality, and when you connect music and spirituality together, then you know there's this I come back to this force of energy that, you know, how else can you express yourself if you're an artist, a performer? So I'm really glad that, you know, when I was young, that I was exposed to that, and obviously, you know, that moved me forward. But also I actually found like going to bhajans when I was young solace for me, because, you know, like obviously, you know, like families are different, and coming from a strict background, I wasn't allowed out as much, as other people were. So what I used to do is go to the Bhajans in the evening. So I used to put all my energy into that, and then started conducting Bhajans, So I understand what you mean, like that's always been embedded in you, and then to carry on that live love for Bhajans as well. As well, you said that, like youngsters listening to it, like the younger generation, there was this like feeling that Bhajans should be only when you go to like there's a celebration like say Diwali or Janmashtami, or that you can't do bhajans every other day, and you can go to a bhajan and feel good. I mean, like in this day and age, so many people are advocating yoga and all spirituality, something that will help the mind and the heart and the soul, and so it's so amazing that you are bringing this concept not only to fruition but to also to people's minds and like hearts, that that it's not only for those functions or Navaratri, it's for every day, whenever you can hear it. And I think it's a good time to speak about your album. So guys, I got my Bhavik sent this to me. Let me show you this beautiful cover, and it's called Roots and Changes. Big, huge congratulations to you, Bhavik, for releasing that this year. Let's talk about that now. What was the concept, and where did the idea come from? So obviously, you're trying to put out Keep Bhajans Alive, hashtag Keep Bhajans Alive. How did this come about?
So it was a project that after I started these lives last year in that first lockdown, we grew a really, really big global family. So this was people tuning in, and that time I was doing it every single day at 9 p.m. I'd go live for an hour, and I'd just sing my selection of bhajans, but also requests that were coming in through Facebook and YouTube, and even Instagram. We were doing it then as well. Yeah, and it was I don't know what it was. It was just a calling to put something together, and I chose to go down the method of something called crowdfunding, which is where different people come together and contribute whatever amount they want to. And I wanted to create something together, so it wasn't just me like putting it all together. And we put together some perks of performances and some vinyls and some CDs and tote bags. And within 10 days, we raised our target, which I was not expecting at all.
So 10 days you did that in?
Yeah, and we overfunded.
Oh my gosh.
And it was just, it was mind blowing. And it was just so nice to see the support. And a lot of the support came from the younger generation, which is exactly what I wanted. And then, we went on to produce it, which was a really, really tough part of, first thing was finding a producer who really understood what I wanted to bring across with the music, because it wasn't just creating fusion. Fusion's thrown around quite a lot.
It is.
And a lot of people think it's just mixing Indian and Asian music, but there's so much more to it. So after mixing a lot of producers and working with different people, we found Rushil, an incredible producer, who's worked with some amazing artists. So it was such a pleasure to have him make the music and really bring it to life. So it took a long time. It took a lot longer than I expected, nearly 6 months more. But I just didn't want to put out something that wasn't 150% where it needed to be. So it was a journey. And of course, doing all of this, a lot of it virtually with lockdown and, social distancing, not being able to be in a studio where normally you would with all the musicians sitting around you and showing you this, or let's try that. And it was a different experience, but one that I will cherish forever. So it's so nice to see it come to life. And again, we're having people from all around the world order copies and really share it with their family.
Most definitely. And you know what, guys, I kid you not, this album is just stunning. And Bhavik, as well, it's part of my daily mantra. Like, I have a playlist on Spotify actually called Healing Sounds. Wow. And if anybody wants to hear that, you'll hear Bhavik on there definitely. So I've got your Gayatri Mantra and your Song of Solace on there, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Really interesting. CDs was one thing that we weren't really sure about, to be honest, because obviously
tell us about that.
on Spotify and Apple. And you produced a CD as well for your project, which was really good to see.
Yeah, you know what? When it comes down to, I'm old school with that. I think that having Yeah, I've got one there, just there behind me. I think just having the work in your hand, giving it to someone and saying, "This is my work," it meant more to me than saying, here's your link, go and get that. Because it comes from a place of just, like, I don't know, a deep place. And I just wanted to share it like that. And I'm so glad that you did that as well. Because not only does that reach the younger generation, Bhavik, it also reaches the elder generation,
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
use CDs. I know my dad uses CDs, even though he has a memory stick with but I know he loves his CDs. Like any chance he says, "Beta, can you make me a CD?" And Dad, you know that.
Amazing.
And this is one actually I did reach out to Bhavik. I need to get my copy for my dad and Sausagey as well. So they got that in the car. But yeah, it's just such a beautiful album. Please guys, go and support it, and I will share with you where you can connect with Bhavik as well, where you can hear it. And so many of you that are actually live with us, watching us, and in this discussion, what Bhavik is all about. So just thank you so much for giving him that support, and Rochelle to making that music. The music is stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I can't, Bhavik knows, the reaction I had when he sent it to me. It was just mind blowing. But let's move on to that now, and I think I've given it half away. If Let's talk about Song of Solace. Yeah, let's do that. So guys, if you join myself on a weekly, it's fortnightly, shall I say? I used to do it weekly. Music Heals talks to the guests, but I also ask a question. What is their song of solace? And let me explain that to you. So when I started this in first lockdown, not only did I ponder, what does music mean to everyone and how does it heal them? I used to always think, what is their favorite song and what would they listen to if they needed great energy? And that's where Song of Solace comes in. So I've been able to create this amazing playlist. It's got over 80 songs on there now, of other people's choices of what songs heal them. So you can find me, my profile, Rita Morar, and check me out on Spotify, and then find the playlist, hashtag Music Heals, under my profile, and then you can go and see that, and you'll see an array of beautiful songs from Bob Marley to even opera to some Bhajans and even my own tracks. And obviously I had to ask that to Bhavik. So what was the process, Bhavik, of narrowing down? Did you have a process, or did you know what you wanted to
This is a
share with us?
question that Rita's been asking me for weeks.
You have actually.
We were going to do this interview in July, and then it got postponed, and it's been difficult. And I actually just told Rita like minutes before we were about to start, and it's one that I'm going to share, which is actually on the album as well.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, like, again, like every few weeks I have a different song which I just listen to on repeat. And more recently it was this medley of some Garba, because obviously it was Navratri and we're just in the zone. It's called Shakti by an incredible singer called Jigardhan Gadvi, and it's about 45 minutes, and even in the car and in my phone and on my laptop I was just playing it, the same thing for 45 minutes on loop and loop and loop in between Zoom meetings. And it changes all the time, and this one is really, really special. It's the second track on the album. For those of you who know it or who have it, you know which one it is. And it's really a prayer to Saraswati, which is the goddess of music.
So what's it called, Bhavik?
It's called Hukaru Vinanti Ma'a.
Yay. And so what does that actually mean for those that do not understand what the title
Yeah,
means?
so actually when we produced the album, we made a small digital booklet which has the lyrics,
Okay.
and it also has a small translation of each one, because again, with going to that next generation and really wanting to understand what it means, we really wanted to do that. We didn't want to put the full translation because people may not read that, but a short few lines. So I want to just read that out because it's
Yeah,
summarized
please
really, really
do.
beautifully. So Hukaru Vinanti Ma Apne. This is a prayer to Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge and arts. It describes the way she's sitting on a swan with a book in one hand, a necklace in another, and a veena resting on her left shoulder. The devotee requests Saraswati, who is worshipped by all the deities to deliver him from the darkness of ignorance. So it tells such a beautiful story in just little words. And what we did with the production is we went really traditional. So you've got heavy tabla, which was played by Shri Gadvi. You've got the sarangi, an incredible player all the way from Gujarat, Vanraj Shastri, who played that and recorded that virtually again, and
Wow.
put it all together. And it was really minimal, but it feels really, in Gujarati you say bharelu, like full. And when you have that on a really high volume, you feel all this energy coming. I don't know where from, but it comes together really nicely.
Honestly, when I heard it, so where I'm sitting now is also my studio, and I've got the proper. If you guys are musicians, got proper KRKs, and
Yep.
I put them on, and then I play Hukuru Vinanti. Honestly, I've got no words, and it's just an amazing track. I feel that so much power with it when I listen to it, when I feel lost, when I feel like a bit, like I need that push. And it's just the way that it just not even chugs on. It's just the power of the rhythm that holds it as well, because you've got many instrumentals that are, like parallel to what Shri is playing as well. And your voice comes in and out, and it's my favorite. So I'm really glad that I am going to put Hukaro Vinanti. I don't think I've put it on yet. Sometimes I add some certain songs on Music Hills, cheekily I put it into the list, and I didn't do that on purpose because I wanted to see which song you would go for. I'm really glad for that. So Bhavik, are you going to give us a rendition of this beautiful bhajan? It'd be an absolute
Absolutely.
honor. Okay, all yours. Thank you for everyone that's joined. I can see you on Facebook. I will get back to you most definitely, but I'll leave you in hands of Bhavik now.
Thank you so much. हो करूं विनंती मां आपने के सुधार जो मारी मति मां सरस्वती मां भगवती मां सरस्वती मां भगवती करो विनंती मां आपने वाम अंगे वीणाधार थी कर पोष्टक मारा शोभ थी सोहे सवारे हंसनी सोहे सवारी हंसनी श्रुत गाननी छो अधिपति मां सरस्वती मां भगवती मां सरस्वती मां भगवती देव वृंद तमने सदा नमे स्तवनाथि मन रमणे रमे करुणामयी भवतारिणी करुणामयी भवतारिणी मुझ तमति मिरने वारती मां सरस्वती मां भगवती मां सरस्वती मां भगवती मां सरस्वती मां भगवती
Wow, you can see you had me in tears. It's just a stunning track. So sorry, guys. I'm just like, oh,
Wow.
that's
such
beautiful.
It's such a, even without any instrument, like just the harmonium it's just so powerful, and it's one that I start a lot of mehfils with, a lot of,
Wow.
because it's a nice prayer to the
Yeah.
goddess of music, and just
Oh, it's stunning, you know. It's such a blessing, Bhavik, that you've like shared roots and changes with us. I think this is what we've needed in lockdown, you know. Like, in fact, there's a comment here. Unfortunately, I can't put it up, but thank you, Baji, for joining. Kushti Shardaji. Kushti says, many musicians have leveled up their skills to production, which can only be a good thing. And this is in lockdown. And it's so true, you know, like when we first went in lockdown, Bhavik, I don't know, you probably felt that as well, that, you know, our music got affected, you know, our performances were getting cancelled, you know, it was like big strike against everything, you know, that we were about to do with whatever
yeah,
2020 was going to give to us. And we thought, how are we going to share our love for music? And, you know, it can't be stopped. And we're just so blessed to have like social media. I'll always say this, you know, no matter how much social media is getting like, I don't know, a lot of bad press lately. But I feel social media, without social media, we wouldn't have been able to pursue certain things that we have been feeling for a long time. Like for you, it was Roots and Changes, and for me, it was Blossoms in Isolation. And
yeah.
that was our way to get that out there. And I think, you know, out of the badness, you know, the only good can come as much as it can, and we can try. And I think you did not. I know you did that with your music and your album. So
It's yeah,
well done to
it's
you.
been a blessing in one way of just having that time to stop and pause. Um, you know, from aside from music, I run a couple of businesses, and the time it takes to run that and to manage the people and to actually deliver to our clients, like on top of that, to do this is near impossible. So it was nice to have that break for a couple of months to
Yeah,
then go forward and put it together.
yeah. It actually brings on to what you just said, Bhavik. You know, Kevin just asked, how did you find the studio time and recording the album? How did you fit it all in? You know, you were very
Yeah,
busy at that
it
time.
was. The actual experience was really interesting. It was very minimal, you know, in terms of number of people in the space. And Rushil has a small studio set up at his home, so a lot of it was done there. Um, it was just a whole different experience. I've made lots of other albums. One that you, Rita, blessed really nicely, the
Yes.
funeral project, which is releasing soon, hopefully. Um,
Oh, that's amazing to hear.
yeah, so
Okay.
it was really different compared to being in a really big fancy studio with lots of people. Um, but I really liked it. I liked how it was minimal and intimate, and different people came in at different times to give
Yeah.
their input and play their pieces. So that was nice. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful, you know. Just going to say a few highs, if you don't mind, Bhavik, on
Yeah, go for it.
Facebook. So we've got joining us, so I've mentioned Kushti. Hi, Nimesh. Nimesh Shah's watching as well. I'm so sorry, guys. I can't put your comments up from Facebook. I'm not sure why, but I'll get that sorted out next time. Deepak Rathod. Hi, Dee. Thank you for joining. But he says, wow, just incredible. So you've got a new fan there. And Jit is watching. And also Sankoli. Hi, Sangu. Thank you for joining. She was on last
Oh,
episode.
amazing.
So yeah, that was beautiful. So music is a big part of you, Bhavik, you know, like if you weren't a musician, would there have been something else in music that you would be doing? You know, obviously you've been exposed to other strands of music, like, you know, you're an artist, you're a performer. In fact, I've been to one of your amazing shows, you know, in Harrow Arts
Harrow
Centre.
Arts Centre, yeah.
Let's talk about that. Okay, let you answer this question. There. Was there another a profession you would have done within the music industry? Or are you happy with what you're doing right now? And you know,
Um,
is that
no, yeah, definitely 100% really happy. I love it. It's just very versatile, and there's so much that you can do with it. I also
yeah,
love playing the harmonium. It's a
yeah.
huge part of it, and I always say to a few musicians, like, even if you want me to just come and play the harmonium, I'll come. Forget about singing. Like, I'll just come and listen to you.
You do it so well. You do.
I just and I haven't been taught it, so I play a lot of
Wow.
it wrong sometimes. But it's all a learning curve, and just knowing
No, but it's amazing. How old is your Vaja?
this one is, I think, 12 years.
Oh, that's
And I got one
beautiful.
last year, which was a gift, which is just the best ever gift ever. And it's it's such a special harmonium. It's only used for special performances, but
Oh
that sound is
wow.
what a gift to get.
Oh yeah, I can tell. Okay, you can't see mine, but I've got this like white
Yes,
harmonium
I've
there.
seen it before.
But I tell you, Bhavik, you know, it's just I never knew that you could get so attached to instruments.
Mm.
And so when I updated mine, not, you know, thank you, Kicks, you know, not that I'm saying I don't appreciate it, but I had that old harmonium from when I was, I think probably 12.
Wow.
And then I let go of it just like that. And then I didn't think that, oh my God, I'm actually missing my harmonium. But it was in such a bad state. You know, the guy said to me that it's worn out. You need
Yeah,
to let it go. That's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to hear. And you do it so well anyway. You know, it's all a learning curve and it's all live. And that's the main thing, right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
What were we going to ask? I was going
Harawat,
to
you
ask.
mentioned.
Sorry? Yeah,
Harawat?
so Hara, so yeah. So we've spoken about the spiritual side of things. I know it's hitting 9 o'clock. You don't mind staying on a little bit more,
No,
do
no,
you,
absolutely not.
Bhavik? Okay, great. So we've spoken about the spirituality. Let's talk about your performance within Bollywood, and you know, in terms of like the music and stuff. So, where did that love come from?
I think it started with ghazals, with like listening to Jagjit Singh,
Yes.
Ali, Hariharan. Um, that's definitely where it stemmed from. And then with more so with Bollywood, it's definitely the older music, the classics. जब कोई बात भी एक प्यार का नगमा है. And I love that, but it's my style is definitely more Betek style. So people
Yeah.
listening, enjoying, sending in
Mm.
their requests or shouting out their requests.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely the kind of style of music of non-devotional that I love. And we still perform that. Lots of Sangeet nights, lots of private events. But devotional is definitely where I wanna push forward.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. But the show I was talking about was just it was beautiful with the lighting and
Was that the
this yeah,
showcase?
that was a
Yes.
showcase and you know what you had
Hopefully
on
we'll
the
have one next year.
screens. Yeah. Is that an exclusive?
Potentially, yeah. It just depends on
Hey.
the situation, but if not, it
Yeah.
will be virtual.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be beautiful to see. So fingers crossed for that.
Yes.
If you guys have got any questions for Bhavik, do put them in the comments, you know, whether YouTube or Facebook. Facebook, I am looking through here. So Bhavik, I am listening to you. I'm not ignoring you, I
Yeah.
promise you. I'm just
No, I'm
looking at them.
here as well.
We both got our eyes on the live chat. Kushti Baji saying Shabash Bhavik, self-taught, very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Baji. Yeah, so if you've got any comments, please do like the video, guys, as well. You know, any little supports, Music Hills, and we're just trying to spread the love out there and obviously get Bhavik heard as well. So Bhavik, I'm going to do a new thing on here. Well, it's not new now for season 3. You haven't had it in season 1. Sang's had it, and also Chirag, and it's something called the quick fire round,
Oh, yeah.
and it's like literally two options, and you have to choose one and why. Yeah. So, are you ready to play this? It's no 60 seconds and stuff. I think that was stressing me out. But let me just ask the questions. It's fine.
Go for it. Go for
All
it.
right. Okay. Studio or live?
Live.
Why?
Just the energy you get, the ability to do variations, the ability to interact with the musicians, not just the audience. You can't beat that. A studio is incredible, and you can create some great stuff. But yeah, my heart's at live 100%. And I've got a really special project I want to try and do early next year, actually, with Bhajans. And I'll share the concept with you later. But it's a production, but it's live.
Yes.
So I'd love your support on that as well. But we'll talk
Of
about that later. A
course.
little exclusive.
Most definitely. Wow. That's another exclusive. You've thrown me there. Lyrics first or melody first?
Oh, great question. So I've never really composed myself, so I don't know I normally just have the
So
lyrics
when
and then
you hear so as a listener, then let's do it as a so do you go for the music first or do you go for the lyrics first?
I go for the music.
Ah,
Mm,
very interesting.
yeah.
Cool. Bollywood or spiritual?
The answer is spiritual, but there's so much amazing music across
Yeah.
all, and there's even a lot of Bollywood bhajans. Oh,
Yeah.
Bhajan Haria,
Mm,
Yashomati Maya, like so many classics that we share at so many events. So,
yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think definitely spiritual for obvious
Spiritual.
reasons, but
Of course. No, I'll let you have that
yeah,
one. Um, 80s Bollywood or 90s Bollywood?
definitely 90s. Definitely,
Really?
just that's the year I was born, the years I was born, and I think. But I've learned a lot of 80s, and over the last year, weirdly, a lot of 50s. Like it's just been the request that I've had for
Mm,
some events. So yeah, it's amazing, and I just love the simplicity of all the old music,
yeah.
the melodies, the rhythm. It's all very very simple, and I think
Mm.
now it's just overcomplicated, sometimes unnecessarily, um,
It's so true.
with the music. Just being
And
honest.
sometimes I don't know, no, but you're right because I was actually breaking down a song the other day I had to learn. I thought, really? Do they really need to put that rap in there? Didn't need that, honestly. Anyway, that's another conversation. Okay, UK shows or abroad shows? Not that we're saying that whatever show isn't good enough, but what do you prefer doing?
Can I add a third option?
Yeah, virtual.
Best of
Okay.
both, and I don't have to travel. And definitely, there's nothing like home. Nothing
Yeah.
closer than that. But just over the last year, being able to build this family abroad is just amazing. And we're planning next year, if everything works out, South Africa, Canada,
Oh
Kenya,
wow.
tours across all of these cities, live shows. So definitely a bit of both. But I'd say if I had to pick one, it'd be virtual.
Yeah, amazing. You made that into three, but I know that's definitely. I didn't even think of virtual, which is the most ironic thing if we're here live as well. Okay, a couple of more. Um, YouTube or Instagram?
Oh, I'm gonna say Instagram, even though I host my shows on YouTube. Um, Instagram is just great for engagement and just regular content. I love the stories element. YouTube is so much better from a sound quality point of view, which is why we host only on YouTube now and not even Facebook.
Hmm.
But I just love Instagram. It's just a great way to share what I'm doing and actually the behind the scenes as well. So it's not just fun and games, and it doesn't all just look good. There's a lot of hard work that goes into it.
It
Um,
does. Yeah,
so yeah.
amazing. Okay, I'm gonna just do one more now for you. Um, Kishore Kumar ji or Mamad Rafi ji?
Oh, that's a real tough one.
I know that we can't even put them against each other, but if I had to say to you, Bhavik, let's put a song, which one would we put?
I'm gonna go with Mohammed Rafi.
Okay.
What a lineup of questions. They were really good questions.
Just do that, just like that. No, no.
It's such
I've
a good
got some.
addition to the show. I
Yeah,
love
yeah. So it's a quick. I just even that I haven't even made a banner for it, but hey, that will be in the next one. So that was Bavik's quick fire round. So Bhavik, we've gone through your journey, we've gone through your voice and obviously roots and changes. It's been absolutely wonderful, and how you've been virtually like just reaching out all the amazing people out there that just needed to hear your voice. Have you like got a message for them that you'd like to say to anyone that's going to be watching in, after, or who's watching now that follow you?
Yeah, the biggest of all is a huge thank you. Lots of gratitude to every single one of you who have watched and who have supported, who have tuned in every single week. When we start these Thursday Bhajans, I'm here 15, 20 minutes earlier, just setting everything up. And even like 15 minutes before we've started, it says there's 6 people waiting or there's 12 people waiting. And to those people, thank you so much as well. Like, it's that dedication which drives me for sure to continue. And just keep supporting, keep helping me spread this message. If there's anything that I can do to help you spread it, drop me a message on Instagram, drop me a message on YouTube. I'm super approachable, and happy to help where I can, just like Rita is with Pushing Music Hills. We're all in the same boat and we're trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, we are, and we're just trying to get the beauty of music out there, guys. You know, where whether it be Music Heals or Keep Bhajans Alive with Bhavik, you know, like it's just our way of showing what music really means to us and to all the other creatives that we are so proud of, and you know, are part of the collective, and you know, your support and your love, and just like any feedback or any comments, you know, it just helps, you know, for us to make it better for you guys, you know. So,
Definitely.
Bhavik, you know, it's just wonderful what you've done with Keep Bhajans Alive, and, you know, the collective for that and movement for that, you know. I can only see the demand moving forward for it, you know, whether we're in lockdown or not. But now that you know that you can reach so many people in lockdown virtually,
Yeah.
it's just opened up, you know, like it's just amazing, you know, opening hearts and opening that music out there, that live doesn't have to be by traveling, you know. I mean, we get it on radio, we get it on that, but when it's like live like this, it's just nothing,
Nothing
nothing can
beats it.
compare. Nothing. Which leads me on to, will you do one more song for us to close off? I've got one more question after that, but it'd be amazing if you could just maybe sing something Bollywood or something that you enjoy, you know, singing for us, and that would be beautiful. And guys, if you are still tuned in, you know, thank you so much, and please do drop your comments just to give Bhavik some encouragement for moving forward. So
Any requests?
oh gosh, I got so many, but you know, I can't see any request. If anybody's got any requests out there, just drop it to us. Let's check, Bhavik, if anyone has said anything. Zindagi ka safar,
Oh,
Kushti Baji has said.
that was fast.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think I have that.
Okay, not to worry. Something along those lines, and it'd be beautiful to hear. You know, something that's kind of mellow, or you know, something that's sort of thought provoking. I'll leave it in your hands, Bhavik. Whatever you decide, it'll be amazing. You're tuned into Music Heals with Rita Morar and Bhavik Haria.
So, going to go back into the 1950s, 1959, the movie Rani Rupmati, and sung by Mukesh. बरसे गगन मेरे बरसे नयन देखो तरसे है मन अब तो आजा शीतल पवन ये लगाए अगन ओ साजन अब तो मुखड़ा दिखा जा तूने बलिर निभाई प्रीत तुझे मेरे गीत बुलाते हैं आ लौट के आजा मेरे मीत तुझे मेरे गीत बुलाते हैं मेरा सोना पड़ा रे संगीत मेरा सोना पड़ा रे संगीत तुझे मेरे गीत बुलाते हैं आ लौट के आजा मेरे मीत तुझे मेरे गीत बुलाते हैं तुझे मेरे गीत बुलाते हैं तुझे मेरे गीत बुलाते हैं There's one that I learned recently for
Wow, amazing. There's actually a request that's come through, Bhavik, and it's from Sam and Tej. Ik Pyar Ka Nagma.
I did a few lines.
Yes.
एक प्यार का नगमा है मौजों की रवानी है जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं तेरी मेरी कहानी है एक प्यार का नगमा है कुछ पाकर खोना है कुछ खो कर पाना है जीवन का मतलब तो आना और जाना है दो पल के जीवन से एक उम्र चुरानी है जिंदगी और कुछ भी नहीं तेरी मेरी कहानी है एक प्यार का नगमा Thank you. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was talking away. Thank you so much for that, Bhavik. It was one of the choices for Sam and Tej. One of my friends is actually WhatsApping me because she's now telling me Facebook. It's not even putting her comment up. I think there's something going on with Facebook, guys, tonight, so apologies for that. She's saying, super talented is Anushka from Rara Lad that were actually on season 2, so big love to you guys. Super talented, but then she put FP not working, so I can't comment. But she put loads of hearts and fires, so you've got another fan there, so well done, Bhavik.
Thank you so much.
The love is out there, Kicks, thank you so much. Before you go, Bhavik, one question I'm still asking everybody that, if anybody decided to become a musician or performer the way that you're moving forward, what 3 points would you give them in order for them to, be settled? What way would you direct them?
Yeah, so is this for someone who wants to pursue music?
Yeah, pursue music as an artist, as a solo artist. What could you give them advice in?
Yeah, the first thing is to pick a genre or an instrument or something that you really want to focus on. I'm a big believer of do one thing and do it really well. I've applied that in my businesses and with what I'm doing here and sort of now with the devotional spiritual music. I think the more you can really narrow down to one thing and give it your 110%, the more the stronger the output will be. That's the first thing. The second thing is to put in the work. And again, something that I've applied across everything that I do. You've got to do the learning, you've got to do the practicing. A lot of my time is just spent here in the studio, just me and the harmonium, nothing else. Just whether it's learning a new song or some sargams. So that's the second thing, and the third thing is just put it out there. Put it out there. You'll get some support. You'll get love. You'll probably get some people who don't like it as well, but that's just life, and that's a great learning. You'll get some good feedback from that. So yeah, those are the three things. I think it's just important to do it and to put it out there. And as you go along, you'll grow. I remember the first Bhajan session I did on YouTube. It was that first lockdown. It was just on Facebook, and it was just my laptop and the laptop camera, and the quality was terrible. The sound was terrible. It was just fuzzing. It was fuzzing. And for me, that was like proof of concept. I did it. I had lots of people join, and lots of people say they want it here the next day, and we did it. And slowly we put in a camera, we put in some mics, and then we ended up with having a whole private studio where we can have 6 musicians. So, like, start to do something. Once you see the fruits of it, and you see that there's something there, then go all in, really. And it doesn't need to be capacity. It could be from your home. It could be, whatever your instrument or your art is, it could be in that.
Yeah, I'd like to add to that as well. Great points. Thank you, Bhavik. I also feel that, if you're starting out as an artist, you don't need to have all the modern state technology. It's something that will help you move forward, even if it's like a little ring light that's going to be better for your camera, or like I've got a mic here that I'm able to just connect to my Mac, and all these little things, and build it up slowly. Don't expect to have it all at once as well, whether that be like opportunities or like equipment. It's taken me time as well, Bhavik, to put all my equipment together. It's taken me a good, I must say, about probably 5-6 years, but that's only because you're building up. So that patience is needed, definitely. So, and it's good what you're saying as well. So thank you so much, Bhavik. Where can people reach you, Bhavik?
Everywhere on social media. So Instagram is at Bhavik Haria. It's the same on YouTube. Please subscribe. We do weekly sessions, and we release lots of videos from live concerts we do. Of course, on Facebook as well. But yeah, happy to have a chat. And to, if any of you would like a copy of a CD, just message me and we'll send one out.
And that's
Anyone
great.
of Rita's fans.
Yeah, Roots and Changes. If I got
That's it.
There you go. I got my copy. Have you got yours? Bhavik, listen, thank you so much for joining me. You know, for October was all yours. It was all about you, and I think that's just perfect because this is where Dasera was and
Yes.
Kavachot and everything, you know, that and Navratri, and it couldn't have been any better. So, Bhavik, thank you so much for joining me. What have you got lined up for us?
Oh, there's a lot coming up. So for those of you in the UK, on the 5th of December, the Colchester Art Centre, which is in Essex, have invited us to perform Roots and Changes live. So we'll be doing that as a concert. We've got an incredible lineup of musicians. There's 8 of us on stage. And the plan is to then do Roots and Changes on tour. So we'll start in the UK and next year, or all of it will be next year, and take it abroad. And lots more music, lots more projects. We're trying to do things differently. We're trying to innovate, you know, but a lot of this is hard to do on our own. Like you're saying, to do all of this with the technology, to have the funding, like it's really, really difficult. So it's only with people like you supporting all of us, like me and Rita, it really helps us. So yeah, lots more in the pipeline. If you're in London, if you're in the UK, please come on the 5th of December. It's a little bit of a road trip if you're in London, but it's one not to be missed. The first ever Roots and Changes concert.
Oh, wow. Definitely. I'll have to look into that as well, Bhavik.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for sharing your journey and your Song of Solace and Roots and Changes with us, you know, and stay blessed in what you do, and keep us informed as well, you know, what's going on with you, and no doubt that you've got a few amazing fans here now that are going to follow your journey as well. So thank you so much, and I will speak to you real soon.
Thank you all so much. Really appreciate you joining today. Take care. Thanks, Rita.
Thank you, Bhavik. Bye. So that was Bhavik, guys. Amazing artist, as you know, and you saw. It was an absolute honor to speak to someone that's gone down the spiritual route. You know, when I started music first as a young artist, that was where my heart lied, and it still does, and it's there. But I hope you guys enjoyed today. Thank you so much for joining me, Rita Morar, Music Heals. We're going to be back now in November. I actually broadcast fortnightly now. So if you please follow me, and then we can take it from there. And follow the journey of musicheals.info. I'll send you the information here, and just holla and keep supporting all the amazing artists out there that are doing their thing. Without your support, we are not who we are today as artists. So thank you so much, and please do like this video, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook. Keep sharing the love for Music Heals, and that's how we can grow together. All right, signing out now, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in November.